3D system that will help you move from point A to point B. Hey guys, this is Zai for you. I want to share with you the 3D system for you to move from point A to point B. The first D is for you to diagnose your strengths and identity. Second one is desire check. What is it that you truly want to do? And third one, decide where are you and where would you like to be. So this is my story. I used to hate life a lot. I used to question my reason of being. When I was a lot younger, I hung out with friends that I didn't really want to be with. I just followed. I was just a follower. So deep down within, I know I was a born leader. I knew I was doing businesses and stuff, but I always took the advices of people from the outside instead of making decisions on my own. How many of you resonate with that? And you're still in that track. So I want to help you move from hate to love. HATE. Are you feeling helpless? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel trapped? Do you feel empty? And I'm not talking about your Bollywood, Hollywood love story. I'm talking about love where you feel LOVE. Liberated, optimistic, victorious, with empathy. And this is the journey. Today, I'm an author, a motivational speaker, life coach. I travel the world. I live in any parts of the world as I like. I've traveled to more than 35 countries, but it wasn't always this way. When I started out from schooling days, I used to be a school leader, but I was always following friends and the tribe. And then as I grew up, I knew my mom wanted me to be a doctor. I wanted to be like the famous model or makeup artist. I wanted to go to Paris. I wanted to travel the world. So I had to make a decision at a very young, tender age. Do I want to follow my mother's dream, or do I want to step up and turn my dreams into reality? I went into the field of makeup artistry. I was a henna artist. And then I met some friends who said, why don't you bring henna art to Japan? And then I went to Japan. It was supposed to be a 2-week stay. It ended up being a 6-month lifestyle where I was doing henna, teaching henna art to people, living my life and living my truth. And I was so happy. I found my happiness. That wasn't just it. I wanted to start a henna art school in Japan. I wanted to live in Japan, and I went back to Singapore. Then suddenly the business became a booming business. I was interviewed by the media, by the radio, TV, and everything else. I thought everything was well. I had a business, a thriving business. I was traveling the world. I had friends around me. But there was always this annoying pain in the soul. I felt very uncomfortable. I had migraine, gastritis, pain in my knee, and I didn't understand what was going on. But the thing is, as one day when I was going home, I was just 8 minutes away from home. I was in a cab. I was with my friend. I called my mom and said, Mom, I'm hungry. Can you put food on the table? And little did I know, I was not going to make my way home. The taxi I was in rammed and crashed into an army trailer. Immediately, I was in so much pain, I couldn't reach out to my phone that was on the floor. I was just screaming out in pain. But I knew one thing, I didn't want to die because I wanted to be there for my mom. And brought to the hospital, long story cut short, the doctor said I will never be able to walk anymore. I have 8 screws, 2 metal rods on the spine after the operation, and he said even after the operation, 95% of the chance is you will never be able to walk anymore. So when I heard that, I was a bit complacent, and maybe still with all those medicine and drugs, I didn't think about it much. But the truth was I didn't care. I was maybe in denial as well. But 1 year into the accident, when I had to slowly learn how to walk again and picking myself up, I asked myself 1 year into the accident day, which I call my rebirth day, do I want to be a victim? Or do I want to move from victim to victor mindset? So there's something you want to think about. If you are in a space where you are at point A and you want to get to point B, you want to ask yourself, do you want to stay stagnant and be in that victim mindset? Or do you want to step up your game and be victorious in anything that you can choose to be? So at that moment, I asked myself, I said, I want to step up. I want to get out of this. I can do something. I did not die from the accident. I am learning to walk again. There's so much that I can do. But that was when I decided, how about I wanted to do some volunteer works or something, just get out to meet people. So this is one of the things I share in my books and in my trainings. We need to move because miracles happen to movers. You have to move. You have to get out of your comfort zone. When I went out, I saw a lot of things. I hear a lot of things. I said, well, maybe there's something I could do more. I didn't know what. But at the same time, I wanted to learn more about spirituality because I started questioning God. I said, why didn't I die from the accident? Why am I still here on earth? What do you want me to do? So this is something I encourage you guys to do. Go and have that conversation with God. Ask Him. If you don't know, you truly don't know, you genuinely, sincerely do not know, go inside, sit down, pray. If you have not started to pray, it's okay. Just make a wudu or something and go to your mosque, go to your church, whatever. Go and seek solace and ask God, what is it that you want me to do? What is my purpose of being? So moving forward, that's when I was inspired to study the religion again. I'm born Muslim, wasn't practicing and started to learn the religion again. And then I was inspired to wear the hijab. And wanting to wear the hijab 15 years ago was a challenge because I used to be a model, I partied, I looked cool. I didn't want to look like an auntie wearing all that big ugly hijab, right? So then I can safely say that I was one of the top 5 people who started the online hijab business in Singapore. And it grew and it was going on for a good 3 to 5 years. I saved a lot of money, alhamdulillah, and I got bored. And at the same time, that was when I wanted to learn Arabic. So why am I talking about learning Arabic? It was something I wanted to learn because I want to understand what I recite in my prayers when I read the Quran. But the truth was, I actually wanted to get out of Singapore. I was sick and tired of being in my own country. So how many of you have this, not hatred, hatred is a strong word, but you have a strong calling. You are sick and tired of where you are and you need to step out. If you have that feeling, I encourage you, if you have a passport, you have some funds, get out there. There are things, magical things that will happen for you. Any which ways, I decided to go and learn Arabic. I was in Jordan, Morocco, Yemen for 2 years. During that period was one of the best times of my life because I actually, instead of just running outward, I went on an inward spiritual journey. I got to know myself better. And this is where the 3D system comes about, diagnosing your strength. When you understand who you are, you can operate on a better level. You stop judging yourself. You understand when you're empathetic and when you have some ideas and you're positive. And this is something that I acquired from my Gallup Strengths Finder. My childhood friend was a coach and she introduced me to this tool. And eventually, I became a certified coach because I saw the power of this tool and I put it into this 3D system, which is the first D. When I came back to Singapore, people started asking me these magical questions, which people are still asking me until today. How do you travel so much? How do you start your businesses? How do you learn to walk again? There were so many questions asked. And one of the things that happened was I had a good number of followers on my Facebook, and a lady actually wrote to me and said, Zai, I need to speak to you. So when she spoke to me, we were speaking for a good 10 minutes. And in the 10 minutes, she said, Zai, thank you for talking to me. I was just thinking of committing suicide and I feel better now. I don't remember what I said to her exactly, but the only thing that I remember thinking to myself was, if this is one person out there who is asking for help or needing support, how many people out there need help? So again, I saw an opportunity. I saw how God wanted to use me to support the masses. I could be doing my henna business. I could be doing my hijab business. I was teaching Arabic when I came back. I still do teach occasionally. But I said there's something else. So I go back to that conversation with God. What do you want me to do? That was when I got inspired to write my first book, Turn Your Passion into Profit. And then the second book, 5 Things I Love About Being a Woman. And then that was where the birth of the Sisterhood Mentoring Program, where I put up this 3D system all together based on my experience. Because if you realize, I didn't know who I was. I was lost. I diagnosed my strengths. I identified my identity. I wanted to live for my truth. I knew I had a purpose to live. Desire check. I knew there's something I want to do more for the people, for the community. What is my mess that can be a message for the masses? I moved from victim to victor. I used to experience a lot of hate. I wanted to move in the space of love. These are things. You have a mess that is a message for the masses. This is your desire check. What do you want to do with it? And the third step is decide. Deciding. What is it that I want to do? How can I package all of who I am, what I want to do, and package it into something that you can decide to do, to execute? Because a lot of people struggle with ideation, or some of them don't even have idea. So if you don't have an idea, or you have too many ideas, or you're someone that moves 2 steps forward, 10 steps back, or you don't get started at all, then there's something that you need to do. You need to seek the experts out there who can support you. If there is something that I can support you with your step-up journey from the womb to tomb experience, I would love for you guys to reach out to me. This is Zai for you. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know, where are you in your life right now and where would you like to be? Because you can turn your dreams into reality with confidence and clarity. Don't waste time. Use your talents, don't lose it.